All right, well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good evening. Welcome and welcome back to TBS. So before we begin our Shabbat services, I want to share a quick word about this week's Torah portion, which is Yitro, and it's named for Jethro, Zipporah's father, and Moses' father-in-law. So Jethro comes to visit, and Moses tells him about the Israelites' recent escape from bondage in Egypt, the 10 plagues, and the miraculous parting of the Sea of Reeds, which in a few months we will celebrate with Passover. And here the Israelites are just beginning their 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. Jethro is overjoyed to hear about these events. He praises God, and Jethro even makes offerings in God's name. Now, this might not seem too out of the ordinary in our minds for biblical characters, but Jethro is not an Israelite. Moses and Zipporah are in what we would call today an interfaith marriage. Zipporah is a Midianite, and Jethro is not only Midianite too, he's also a Midianite priest. So in this light, it's almost incredible that Jethro would openly praise and give offerings to a God whom he doesn't personally worship. This week has certainly felt like we as a Jewish people are in a kind of wilderness. After the events of last Shabbat in Colleyville, Texas, we return to Shabbat again. We may be feeling exhaustion, anger, perhaps apprehension and fear. It may feel like the rest of the world is moving on, but we're still processing what happened last week. I hope this evening, this Shabbat, we can find some peace and comfort in our tradition and singing together with our Shabbat. And I want to thank our executive director, Bobby Kovitz, and all of our leadership here at TBS for continuing to ensure that we are safe here at Temple Beth Shalom in our building and in our sanctuary. And we can also draw strength from the many Jethros in our community who have shown the same openness, acceptance, and solidarity, who have said, "We stand with you and against hate and darkness," who have made commitments to learning and helping to create a world that we all envision, a world where we are all safe in our houses of worship, a world that Jethro and his actions reflect. This evening, we are joined by a catechism group. They're all back there, 7th and 8th grade students and their families, as well as staff and clergy from Peace Lutheran Church. Welcome, and thank you all for being here with us tonight. I know we planned your visit months in advance, and we had no idea about the events in the world that would take place, but we appreciate your presence so much, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you more after our services. So this evening, as we sing through everything we may be feeling this past week, from the events of last Shabbat, the continuing pandemic, and anything else we may be going through, may we continue to embody Jethro's openness and his kindness. May we continue to build a world built on peace and celebrating our differences. May we build this world from love, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, which is where we will begin our services this evening.
Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai. I will build this world from love, Yadadai, and you must build this world from love. And big we build this world from love. And God this world from love.
We'll keep on singing together with Esa Einai El Hecharim, Ne'ayin Yavo Ezri. We lift our eyes to the mountains. Where does our help come from? From the divine presence, from God, from each other as we are here together in this sacred community, both in person and virtually this Shabbat. Please keep on singing with us. We'll keep on singing together with our prayer of gratitude. Hodu Ladonai Ki Tov Ki Leolam Chasto. We'd like to wish you all again a Shabbat Shalom and a welcome back to TBS. We'd love to take a moment for you to find someone nearby and say Shabbat Shalom, good evening, if you know them, or even better yet, if you don't and are meeting them for the first time. We'll come back together in just a moment.
I'll throw you guys in the back.
As we welcome Shabbat evening with warmth and with light, I'd like to invite up Joyce Spiegler to help us light our Shabbat candles.
Some people have more ability.
All good, it's all good. How about if we all sing together?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahad likner shel Shabbat.
Thank you again, Joyce, and we'll continue as we welcome the Sabbath bride this evening with Lecha Dodi. Please continue singing along with us.
Dodi ligat kala, yalalai, 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 le Shabbat, mekabelah. Lecha Dodi ligat kala, yalalai, 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 le Shabbat, mekabelah. Shamor vezavor v'dibor echad ki shi'anu el-hamelucha Adonai echad u'shamo echad v'shemu tiferet v'v'tehillah v'hadodi yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat v'hadodi yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat לקראת שבת וכונן לך כי לכל המלאכה בראש מקדם לסוכה סוף מעשה מזרח Yalalai, 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 p'nei Shabbat, v'kabelah.
Kivod Adonai, Adonai, Lecha Kalai, Yalalai, 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 Shabbat, Lecha Kalai, Yalalai, 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 Shabbat.
We rise and face the entrance.
Believe in Shalom, Ateret va'alam, Gam besimcha ubetola. Tok emunei am sekula
Shabbat,
We remain standing with Am I Awake? Are we ready to receive all of the gifts of Shabbat and this time of rest and restoration?
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
You may be seated, and we'll continue reading together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we shall meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them helps give meaning to our days. Never remove your love from us. Praised are you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. If you would like to rise for Shema, our declaration of oneness, you are welcome to rise. Very comforting and affirming and almost celebratory for us to all sing Shema together. It always feels good, but it felt really good to do it tonight. And as I mentioned earlier in the service, just last week we celebrated in our Torah cycle the Israelites crossing through the Sea of Reeds on dry land, singing Mi Chamocha, their prayer of joy and freedom together. So I hope that we can capture some of that joy as we also sing it tonight, and again, continue to try to emulate that openness and that peace that we continue to hope to see and to build in our world. So please join with us as we sing together, Mi Chamocha.
Adonai Canada Kodesh, Mi Kamota Ma'eri Madonai, Mi Kamota Ma'eri Kodesh. Nora, Osepele, Nora,
We'll continue singing through our service next with Hashki Venu as we pray that a Shabbat Shalom, a shelter of peace is spread over all of us, particularly as we enter this Shabbat. Hashki Venu.
Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Hamidreinu Shoreinu Let the shelter of your peace over us, guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Hamidreinu Shoreinu B'chayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Hamidreinu Shoreinu
We'll continue with Vishamru. B'nei Israel, Oti Leolam.
Kishesh Adonai את השמיים ואת
וביום השביעי שבת ויהי שבת ויהי שבת ויהי
We begin our Amidah, our standing prayers, first with Adonai Shabbat Chai, and I invite you, if you are able, to please rise. Adonai Shabbat Chai
תפתחו פי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Ba'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshia U'Malkein, Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mechakel Chayim b'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol b'Rakamim Rabim, Zahomech Noflim ve'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei hafar michamocha pal givurot umido melok melech memit umekayem umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'emana tal chayot hakol baruch atah Adonai mikayei hakol atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kdoshim b'chol yom yachalu chasela baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated, and we'll take a moment for silent prayer. If you have a prayer book, you can use pages 54 to 60, or of course, whatever may be in your own heart this evening. We'll continue with our prayer for peace, Shalom Rav, in just a moment.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech adon lecho hashalom. Ki ata melech adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tehov einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. V'chayt v'chosha b'shlomacha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
As we head into our Misha Berach prayer for healing this evening, there are a lot of folks who we are sending our prayers for healing and for support and wholeness. We are, of course, thinking of our Jewish community out in Colleyville, Texas, as well as Jewish communities around the world. We're thinking of the island of Tonga. We're thinking of everyone who continues to be afflicted with COVID-19 and anyone who's in need of healing around the world. This evening, our community is especially Catherine Adler, Marcia Ames, Marilyn Altman, Lynn Adams, Sarah Bates, Deborah Belford, Barbara Belford, Ellery Block, Marjorie Block, Paul Branson, Lee Boudin, Jack Cashman, Dave Sadarquest, Dorothy Cohen, Rob Cohen, Lily Kovitz, Adrian Crawford, Rick Crawford, Taya Delano, Gary Dicker, Tony Diegler, Carrie Ebert, Sylvia Eckstein, Elaine Ellick, Michael Fiorelli, Rachel Fish, Olivia Glick, Jimmy Green, David Haas, Janet Haynes, Don Kerr, Peter Levy, Barb Lucas, Byron McGee, Angel Marrero, Fred Martin, Minna Melton, Connie Minarovic, David Minarovic, Caleb Moses, Dorothy Muncie, Dick Nettleman, Robert Oakley, Nick Parisi, Aaron Phelan, Ian Phillips, Aaron Plosco, Rashi Prestowski, Jessica Rathkopf, William J. Rees, Barry Richmond, Zachary Rowe, Irving Rose, June Sahara, Ralph Sauer, Susan Shermer, Barbara Schuster, Marty Schuster, Richard Schur, Jonah Snyder, Lou Supowitz, Greg Vinoker, Robert Weiss, Maddie Weiss, B. Gardner, Dan Lang, Emma Rose, Rachel Mosley, Pete Bowman, Harlow Nemeth, Linda Brown, Hannah Rossio, Ben Sequel, Jonah Snyder, Sheila Richards, Lisa Clark, Betty Herbst, Miriam Goldmeyer, Heather Powers, Nancy Patton, and Diana Hall. I think that's everyone on Facebook. If anyone would like to share any other names of folks who they're thinking of for healing. For them and for all those in need of healing, we'll sing Misha Berach together.
Misha Berach avotenu vekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength to bless the ones before us help us find
bracha lavotenu, those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And let us say Amen.
We're also thinking of for healing Marilyn Ashkin, Meredith Paul, and Dorothy Collins. We're going to begin concluding our service first with Bayom Hahu.
Bayom Hahu, Yehiel Adonai Echad. Bayom Hahu, Yehiel Shemo Echad. Echemar, as it is written in Echemar, let it be so that will the earth. On that day God shall be one. Adonai Echad, Melech haaretz. On that day God's name shall be one. Bayom Hahu, Yehiel Adonai Echad. Bayom Hahu, Yehiel Ushema Echad, Ushema Echad.
We've got Mark here streaming on Facebook, and he commented, "Well, this is interesting," singing his melody without him being here. We hope you all feel better soon, Mark.
I
And
also
your
changed
family.
the key too,
Yeah.
by the way.
We figured it out, but it's not the same without you. I'd like to invite you all now to please rise as we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish. There are stars up above so far away, we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. Take a moment to recall those lights whom we lost recently and also in years past. Remembering with love those whom we lost within the last 30 days in observing Shloshim. We remember Sherry Cass Roth, Garmayi Samuel, and Evelyn McKean. We're also recalling those whom we're remembering with Yartzeit: Mildred Budin, Tilly Chait, Orlando Serrani, Ralph Kobe, Charles Edelsberg, Ray Edelsberg, Rose Erlinger, Richard Fay, Ida Fried, Myrtle Friedson, Myron Golan, Paul Jacobs, Howard Mason, Barbara Mendel, Ina Beth Miller, Herb Perlman, Merle Rabstein, Stanley Schwartz Jr., Stanley Schwartz Sr., Charles Seeskin, Shirley Seeskin, Richard Solov, Roz Sonnenstein, Willie Walter, Dorothy Weiss, and Bernard Weiss. I want to ask if there's someone whom you're remembering tonight. You're welcome to say their name out loud or in your heart. Sandy Farber. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. For them, for those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them, and for all those who are blessing, will recite our mourners' Kaddish together. Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mivarach le'olam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemi dekudasha barichu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to Israel, and all the world, and let us say together, amen. I'd like to invite up our Executive Director, Bobby Kovitz, for some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and I want to give a big welcome to our wonderful guests from Peace Lutheran. Thank you for joining us tonight, and it's great to see all of you and to have this moment tonight. A couple of quick announcements. As always, we are having Saturday morning, starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow, Zoom service with a light Torah study afterwards. You can find the Zoom code in this week's e-window. Next Friday, we have a wonderful Shabbat service planned. I should say every Friday is wonderful at TBS, but next Friday we have an extra special guest, Don Sylvan, Professor Emeritus of Political Science at Ohio State. We'll be coming to discuss the current issues facing the Israeli government, and if you've never heard Don speak, he is wonderful. And you can make a night out of it. You can order dinner from Berwick for curbside pickup at curbside pickup here at TBS. And we'll also be offering Oneg dessert boxes after the service next week. So check out your e-window for all of the details. I will add, though, if you want to have dinner from Berwick, you have to order by next Wednesday at 8 p.m. And a gentle reminder that the TBS's 2022 reverse raffle is ongoing. We are partnering with Healthy New Albany, and we will be giving 10% of the proceeds of the raffle to support Healthy New Albany. And for those of you who don't know about a reverse raffle, it's an opportunity to win $7,500. The last ticket that is drawn wins the grand prize of $7,500, and there are smaller cash prizes along the way. Please visit tbsohio.org and click on 2022 reverse raffle at the top for more details. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Bobby. We're going to continue with our closing song, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. We still hope that peace may come. Let's sing together.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Shabbat Shalom. We wish you a restful and restorative and joyful and warm Shabbat. That concludes our service.
Shabbat Shalom.